And we kind of differ because we were both kind of in shock, but what I recall is her looking at that and then my saying, "I think that's my daughter." And she looked at it and she said something about that it looked like me because of the raised eyebrows. That's what she saw first. And I said, "Well, you better read the email." And so she read it, and she had the same shock that I did, that this could be possible, that I could have a daughter who, you know, lived in Minnesota. I never knew about it, never had any idea, and that a miracle had really occurred. So emails went back and forth then. Lou and I went out to dinner. We tried to figure out how to respond. People have asked me whether I ever thought about just not responding, because he said I didn't have to. He didn't expect to hear from me. But there was never any question in my mind that I was going to. And so we put together an email, which I have, and told him that we were, you know, of the opinion that probably it sounded like this was, that I had a daughter. And then he also told me of another blessing, and that was that there were 2 grandchildren, Lucy and Allison. So all of that just impacted us so much, and then one thing led to another. The decision was made to see if we could figure out if this was true for sure. And so at age 65, I walked into a DNA laboratory, and when I told the woman that I was there for a paternity test, she started kind of chuckling and laughing. But I took the test here. Marnie took it in Minnesota, and it was 99.99% this was true. So that was on a Wednesday, and on Wednesday evening, I think, when we got home, there was a message on the answering machine. "We want to come see you." And so they drove 13 hours straight, all the way through. And the next morning, down in Superior, I met my daughter for the first time. And we hugged, and it just didn't seem possible that it could be. So they spent a few days with us, and we tried to catch up on all the time. Marnie was 40, Allison was 17 at the time, and Lucy was 11. So then Lou and I flew back to Minnesota and met the 2 grandkids, and you can just imagine what that was like, especially with little Lucy, who just clung to me. It was just so special, and Allison as well, because Allison had a prom, so we went to her senior prom. The first of all of the firsts that have happened. It's always something new now, because it's not anything you ever expect. And then you're just doing all of these new things. And so we went to the prom, and then we got birthday presents. So that, we never done that. Think about getting a birthday present for your daughter and grandchildren. You never would have thought that'd be possible. So then, let's see, then so I went back for that. And then on Father's Day this year, Lou was in on the conspiracy, and I was sitting on the balcony, and all at once there was Marnie surprising me for Father's Day, and that was again very, very emotional. A first Father's Day, a real Father's Day. I'd had stepfather days, but it's nothing like that. So that was very special. I've been back to Minnesota a couple more times, and now we'll be going back next week for our first Thanksgiving, and then we'll have our first Christmas, and so it's a true miracle. I've been on a spiritual journey over the last 5 or 6, 7 years. I've gone through some tough times, ended up going to seminary. I think everything prepared me probably for this miracle, because a few years ago I might not have reacted to it the same way. I think having Lou with me and her wonderful support of this was so important, because I'm not sure my previous wife would have been as supportive as Lou has been. So we're just feeling blessed every day. We have a daughter and 2 grandchildren. We talk to them on the phone. We wrapped Christmas presents the other day for the first time after we bought the Christmas presents. Even when I say, you know, the words daughter and granddaughter, it's just brand new, and I get all tingly and all goosebumps and all of that, because it's just not something I never expected. So it's been a real inspiring story to many people who've known about it. And that's one of the great things you can do, is share these stories, because there are miracles out there. There is hope, even though you have no idea of what things will occur. And so I hope people will be inspired by this story, because it's just the greatest blessing I could ever have, being a father.